We need to unleash all the drones and strike everything. Hey everybody, welcome to the temple. My name is Monk Luigi, and how are y'all doing today? Now, as you saw by the thumbnail, yes, we definitely need to unleash the drones and strike them all. The clouds. Now, before we jump into this article, if you could please like, share, hit that subscription button, also that notification button, so that way you are aware of when I'm dropping new content throughout the week, throughout the days. And let's go ahead and dive right into this article. Now, if you're not aware, drones are zapping clouds with electricity to create rain in the United Arab Emirates project. Ooh. Apparently, we have, well, not we, but the United Arab Emirates have been working on a project to try to fight the heat waves and the arid climates of this year. Now, I'm definitely going to play this video. I went through it initially in the beginning, and it didn't have anything that was copywritten as far as music and sound. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video for everyone so that way you can see exactly what it is. I'm going to read over this article briefly because it has a little bit more details that the video kind of missed. And then afterwards, I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. But if you saw the introduction, you pretty much get the gauge of it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch over, and we're going to watch this video here.
The blazing sunshine at the UAE's Desert Al Ain airport, a twin-propeller Beechcraft equipped with salt flares stands ready to fly into the storm at a moment's notice. Its objective? To make it rain. Researchers from the NCMS, the National Center of Meteorology and Seismology, are testing a method to make up for the country's water scarcity. They call it cloud seeding.
If we've got a mild updraft, we usually burn 2 flares. If we've got a good updraft, we'll burn 4, sometimes 6 flares into the cloud.
In these images provided by the NCMS, the jet is getting ready to fire the salt flares into promising clouds to increase condensation and trigger a downpour. Water is a precious resource in the UAE, which ranks among the world's top 10 most arid countries. Its annual rainfall stands at 78 millimeters, compared for instance to more than 1,200 millimeters in the United Kingdom.
We're in communication with the operations on the radio, and as soon as there's rain, there's lots of excitement, especially when it's hitting the ground. We got rain, we got good rain in the area. We can hear the guys in the office are happy.
To cover its surging water needs driven by rapid economic growth and a large influx of foreigners, the UAE has resorted mainly to desalination. It's the second largest producer of desalinated water in the world after neighboring Saudi Arabia. But NCMS researchers say rain triggered through cloud seeding is a much cheaper and more potent alternative.
In 2010 or 2009, there was a heavy downpour in the United Arab Emirates, and our planes were working at full capacity. If we compare this amount of rain to the water production of a desalination plant, studies have shown that it was the equivalent of 9 years of desalinated water production in a plant like Taweelah in Abu Dhabi.
Cloud seeding is still in an experimental phase, with the technique also being tested by the US and China. Additionally, the UAE is looking into methods to preserve the rains that hit the ground. It has around 130 dams and levees with a storage capacity of about 120 million cubic meters. In addition to deciding when the rain falls, the Gulf country now aspires not to waste a single drop.
So, as you can see, this to me is very, very important. So, as the article continues, the United Arab Emirates, parched from heat waves and an arid climate, is testing new technology to zap clouds with electricity and artificially create rain. So, in the video, they said that they're using salt, but they're also using electricity to also activate this cloud raining. Similar forms of cloud seeding have existed for decades, but the process has typically used salt flares and has come with concerns about the environment, expenses, and effectiveness. According to the Desert Research Institute and CNN, so the UAE is now testing a new method that has drones fly into clouds to give them an electric shock to trigger rain production the BBC and CNN have previously reported. The project is getting renewed interest after the UAE's National Center of Meteorology recently published a series of videos on Instagram of heavy rain in parts of the country. Water gushed past trees and cars drove on rain-soaked roads. The videos were accompanied by radar images of clouds tagged cloud seeding. The Independent reports recent rain is part of the drone cloud seeding project. The UAE has used other cloud seeding methods involving the salt flares in the past. The UAE oversaw more than 200 cloud seeding operations in the first half of the 2020, successfully creating excessive rainfall, the national news reported. There have been successes in the US as well as in China, India, and Thailand. Long-term cloud seeding in the mountains of Nevada have increased snowpack by 10% or more each year, according to research published by the American Meteorology Society. A 10-year cloud seeding experiment in Wyoming resulted in 5 to 10% increase in snowpacking, according to the state of Wyoming. The practice is used in at least 8 states in the western U.S. and in dozens of countries, the Scientific American reported. The UAE is one of the first countries in the Arab Gulf region to use cloud seeding technology, according to the National Center of Meteorology website. Meredum Abram, a researcher who was part of the team that worked on the drone initiative, told the BBC the aim of the UAE's project is to change the balance of electrical charge on the cloud droplets, causing water droplets to clump together and fall as rain when they are big enough. The efforts are part of the country's ongoing quest to ensure water security since the 1990s through the UAE's research program for rain enhancement, according to the center. Water security remains one of the UAE's main future challenges as the country relies on groundwater for 2/3 of its water needs, according to the National Center of Meteorology website. The arid nation faces low rainfall levels, high temperatures, and high evaporation rates of surface water. The center says paired with increased demand due to high population growth, this puts the UAE in a precarious water security situation. According to the center, but rain enhancements may offer a viable, cost-effective supplement to existing water supplies, especially amid diminishing water resources across the globe, the center said. While most of us take free water for granted, we must remember that it is a precious and finite resource, according to the center. Cloud seeding projects may also be improving the UAE's air quality in recent years, according to a 2021 study led by the American University of Saha. So far, rain enhancement projects have centered on the country's mountainous northeast regions where cumulus clouds gather in the summer, according to the National Center of Meteorology website. And that's pretty much the end of this article. Now, my thoughts on this is I'm glad that they're taking this very seriously now, and they are understanding that the globe is warming up. Now, if you look at my previous videos where I was talking about Lake Mead, how that's reducing and the drought and the wildfires were occurring across America itself, you can clearly see that people are taking a very, 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 very long interest into this heat wave that has been continuing throughout our world. Now, granted, it has been shown that we are still in transitioning from the El Nino state to a La Nina. We're kind of in the neutral currently. However, Lake Mead right now is facing a drought. And I'm just talking about America, but around the world, as you can clearly see, they're trying to find alternate ways of making sure that we have fresh water. And if you haven't seen, again, these other videos, which I'm putting up here in the video, it's in the eye indicator. They're trying to find ways to renew a lot of our surface water and our fresh water, because a lot of our fresh water around the globe comes from surface water. It's not actually from ground wells or underground. It's actually from surface water. So because of this, I am absolutely for this. We definitely need to equip many, many drones with the technology to be able to start water or produce more cumulonimbus clouds to go ahead and have downfall and downpour. I think this would help with the amount of water that we are using and we are taking away from the planet for everybody around the world and for many populations. I think this would also help with reducing the amount of wildfires that is raging across the west coast of America currently. I was looking at one of the articles from the same place, USA Today, which everything will be in the description box below, where they're saying that these wildfires are getting even worse and it's getting harder to combat. So I am absolutely for this. I believe that this is something that we should definitely look into as another means and alternative to be able to implement it further in other states other than just Wyoming. We should be able to use this throughout the entire West Coast. I mean, we have a lot of drones. I'm talking about a lot of drones. So this shouldn't be something that anybody should sneeze at. This should be something that we should definitely implement. We should be drone striking every cloud across the nation. It sounds weird to request a drone strike on some clouds, but hey, if it would help deter all of these wildfires and this massive drought that we are currently facing right now as a nation, I am all for drone striking every single cloud that is out there. I would fly a drone out there myself if I could. But hey, maybe I'm off base. Maybe we shouldn't look into this and instead look into the ocean alternative. I think that one, in my opinion, is something that we should definitely look into, is converting the ocean water and distilling it into fresh water and renewing our resources in that direction, or being able to manipulate the weather with that conjunction could be an even better benefit. Maybe that's knocking it out the park. Either way, please, again, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, and thank you all for coming to the temple. My name is Luigi. This L is for you.